There was like a 13-page final paper, and I just turned in one page that said sorry.
Good boys. La la la. La la la. Good boys.
Bitch, that's my cookie. It's my juice. Carry on.
Is that? Do you just have a catalog of?
There is this tweet that this girl was like, "Oh, have you seen this video?" And her boyfriend said, "Do I have to memorize all your little videos to have a conversation with you?" And that's kind of how I am with my boyfriend, because I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that's just like this," and it's like a niche Tumblr reference from like 2016 with 5 views. But I do have a large catalog of.
That's mine with like Archer, American Dad, Futurama, South Park. There's a million. You'll say something like, "Oh, that's just like this episode."
Right.
So mine's more annoying because you have to watch 22 minutes content to like really get the full context.
For me, you can look up like Millie Bobby Brown top 10 moments, and you'll usually find
You're
it.
pretty close on what I was
There's one
talking
where
about.
there's like a glitter-filled balloon, and the interviewer's like, "What's one thing that everyone should do in their life?" And she goes, "Slay." This ain't Texas. And pops the balloon. She's secretly a weird icon.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I think people don't realize that she's so weird, and it's probably because Drake fucked her up. But
Yeah, it probably didn't help. She's famous from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you go.
she's like 20 and married.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
I've never seen Stranger Things, so I can't
Oh.
speak on like seeing her grow up. But like, how do you go from I'm on a TV show to hey, this 30-year-old rapper's texting me?
Literally.
Like, because Billie Eilish did the same thing. It feels like he's trying to be James Gandolfini is what they think. Because if you heard that, like on The Sopranos, he like took the kid, AJ and Meadow, he took him in and was like very protective of the kid actors playing his kids.
Sure.
And so like I could see it being a
Mm-hmm.
Drake's like, let me put on a Gandolfini accent for this one.
But also, he might think that that's what he's doing.
Aw, Drake misunderstood. He's really just trying to be a positive role model for these kids.
He's a major.
Oh, dude, that's so. I can't handle being around kids right now. That they're just. I don't know. I've had a bunch very recently, like be incredibly rude on buses and trains, and I'm like, dude, I should be allowed to hit you. It shouldn't be.
There is something to be said about how back in the day, it was like everyone was a disciplinarian of kids, but now it's like your parents are the only people who make decisions for you. Like it used to be like in school, it used to be like the parent and the teacher versus the kid.
Right.
And now it's like the kid and the parents versus the teacher.
Yeah. It is nice. There are still some of the kids out there. Like we literally were walking down the block last night, me and the roommate, and these kids were fighting, like a boy and a girl, and we were like, what's going on? And then it was 2 boys and a girl, and the second boy was like, hey, there's someone coming through, and they both kind of stopped. I was like, aw,
They
bad
were
at
just
flirting.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's sweet.
Yeah. Dude, I have a work story I have to tell you.
I know you've been itching
I've
to
been
tell
itching
me.
to tell you this. Okay, so I'm at work, and I'm an audio engineer at this place where there's a band that I have to go like mix, you know what I mean, like get the right volumes and EQs on stuff. And so I've got an iPad that's like attached with like a wrist handle.
Brag.
And you're walking. Yeah, it's not mine. It's this fancy place that could pay for a better iPad. But I'm walking over there, and it's this. You know her. We've worked with her together.
Okay.
From catering, old woman, bitter.
Oh, love.
Yeah, you know who it is. Exactly. Yeah, it's I literally anyone I've told is like, oh, I know who it is. And
I have a story about her too, but keep going.
I'm so excited. We're walking, like crossing paths, and we're gonna get to the same point at the same time. So I just like slow down to let her go, and she slows down more, so I go. Right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm walking, and as I'm walking, you swing in your hands, and she slams her arm into the iPad behind me. Like behind me, hits it.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, idiot. I keep walking. In my head, I don't say anything. She comes up to me and goes, ow, that hurt. I was like, okay. As I'm walking to a client to like help this violinist get set up, she goes, ow, that hurt. You owe me an apology.
I would say maybe next time don't walk into me.
I literally said, no. And she goes, that hurt. I go, I know, but you hit me.
Yeah.
She goes, you owe me an apology. And I go, you hit me. She goes, well, you're swinging that thing like an idiot. And then the client goes, no, do not insult people. This is just another vendor.
That's
it's
so
not,
crazy.
It was amazing. And he's like, and she goes, no, he's being rude. And he cuts her off, goes, doesn't mean you can insult people.
Wow.
Shuts her down 3 times until
Huge.
she starts walking away. She goes, I want his name. I go, my name's Max. Like, we can talk anytime.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, the guy who like owns the skee ball, like got rented, stood up for me. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
oh my goodness, what a gentleman, Jay.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
It was awesome. I went up to the boss. I was like, hey,
This happened.
you're gonna get
Oh,
complaints about me.
God.
And he was like, yeah, it's okay. I don't care.
Yeah. My story about her, unfortunately, it's iconic on her behalf,
Oh no.
is she was doing something at the bar and like unloading something, and we heard like a bit of a rumble, and we were like, oh, what's going on over there? And then we heard her go, help, someone help me, help. And I go over, I'm like, yeah, well, is everything okay? And she goes, I was talking to myself. I was like, oh, all right.
Okay, well,
Me talking to myself, help, somebody help me.
Somebody help me. Oh, dude.
That's really good.
Yeah. Oh, but it's the exact same mindset too of like, everything's against me.
Yeah.
Like, somebody help me. I don't want you to help me.
Mhm.
It's more I want to be mad about it.
Exactly. If I were to help her, how else would she get attention?
Oh,
I think that's part of it too.
she for sure was looking for me all night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
every chance she got to like,
Helps the shift go by.
she literally like would hold her wrist and like walk by me. Was like, you rear-ended me. How are you mad at me right
Yeah.
now?
You got T-boned by an old lady.
Have I told you my horrible when I rear-ended a nurse? Have I told you that story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you told it on the pod.
I think so too. It never comes up. Oh my god, dude.
You just look at me and you think rear end.
Rear end. I mean, been hanging out so long. You told me you had a good blacking out story.
Oh, we were talking about blacking out before the pod, and I wanted to save this.
No
one.
reason.
It's a secret. But I've only ever blacked out once, and it's pretty good. So first of all, I had just gotten out of this relationship with. It doesn't matter. So I was going on a first date for like the first time in a little bit, and I got there at like 5:30 because I was seeing a show after, and we were doing a happy hour date.
Yeah.
Hadn't had anything to eat. I drank 2 ciders. Then I go to this show, and it's like this magic cocktail experience that my friend is in, and got me
Cool.
free tickets.
Yeah.
But I assumed with the free tickets we weren't getting the like cocktail experience.
Oh, you thought, I'll just be there and get to see it.
Yes.
But yeah, okay.
We did. So every magic act comes with like a tailor-made cocktail to the magic act, which honestly, cool concept. It was really fun.
I'm rubbing my head at Abracadabra, Owen's blackout drunk. Like,
Abracadabra. That's the new Lady Gaga song.
Oh, yeah, I
You're
didn't even-
really pleasing our many gay listeners.
I was gonna say, I'm just your.
I would say half the comments on our TikTok have like a rainbow flag in the icon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No,
No, it's very funny to me that I had a couple ciders and then these magicians fucked me up.
well, yes, but it's like a burlesque.
Okay.
It's hard to describe. It's like extremely fancy burlesque magic show where they're giving you tailor-made cocktails to the show. And I'm because they're free.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, there were these empty seats around us, and the end trick was actually amazing, where they were like throwing these darts at people. Wrote down ingredients on sticky notes, and they were throwing the darts, and every ingredient they landed on, they like were like, we'll make a cocktail with this and this and this, and they were like, oh, and the code is like this guy's birthday mixed with this guy's name in the audience, and on your table there was like a code that you did to a safe on the table, and inside was the cocktail with the ingredients that were on the it was fucking crazy.
That's
It
very
blew my
cool.
mind. But there were empty seats around us, and we were like, do you think those have the cocktail in them too? And we
Try
went
'em.
through every single one and got like 10 cocktails that we were fucking smashing down. So then the next day, my friend Isaiah was with me. And the next day I was at Isaiah's house, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this trunk. Like, there's this new trunk. And I was like, where'd you find it? And Isaiah was like, you helped me carry that to my house last night. that we had like found it on the street and took it to their house.
I did that all the time in college. If your shit was not chained up, it was going to my house.
Yeah.
I took.
Well, I think someone had just put this out for someone to take it.
Oh, mine theft. It was
Right.
love seats. I took a couch once.
Oh my god.
I knew a guy that took a acetylene torch to a chain to take a grill. I was like, all right, that feels like a bit
That's
much.
kind of a lot.
Very proud of you though.
Yeah.
Like, feels.
That's rightfully yours at that point. You worked for it.
Yeah. That's dude.
But that's the only time I blacked out and I just carried a vintage trunk into my friend's apartment. It was
Ooh.
extremely wholesome.
Yeah. Dude, I'm the type that if I watch magic, I'm definitely going like, I could figure that out. Just give me a sec. Like I
Sure.
know how it's done. Are you that? Or are you like excited by the wonder?
I mean, at that show, I certainly didn't care. I also went up to someone afterwards. My friend told me this later. And I was like, oh my gosh, your song was beautiful. And she was like, I was not in the show.
Dude, that happens at comedy
Embarrassing.
clubs a lot where they don't know who's on stage.
Oh.
It's a lot of like, especially if you're in the group with the comics or whatever,
Mhm.
you'll get, you know, someone, there was a manager at New York Comedy Club that a guy came up to right in front of Steven. And he's like, he's like, you were funny. You were hilarious. And like left. It's a manager who would never get on stage. Like
Uh-huh.
very uncomfortable being touched like this.
Right.
The other one is when you host, they're always like, they ever gonna let you do comedy? Every audience member does not understand that the host is also telling jokes.
I'm confused. What do you mean?
When you go to a comedy club,
Yeah.
and the first guy up there, hey, how you guys doing?
Does a
Kind of-
set.
The host.
Yeah.
No, dude, no. Tourists never know that that's comedy. Like, hey, you're funny. They should let you try and do stand up. Like,
That isn't that what? Yeah, that's what I just did.
but no, it's not to that. It's insane. It's every
So
club.
I have to tell you about this Valentine's Day cabaret that I did.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy because I just found it online and I got there and I met the host and I was like, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 19. And
This
I
was this
like,
year.
This was moments ago. This was like a
Okay,
week
yeah,
ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's adorable. And then I just sang my songs with a bunch of like 19 and 20-year-olds. But he was the host of the show, but I thought he would be singing as well. But he was doing like a whole like late night, like as if he had his own like little late night show where he had like guests.
Aw.
It was so fucking cute, but also it was good. He was
Yeah.
bringing in like current day topics. He was talking about Valentine's Day for the Valentine's Day show, and he does it every week.
So this is cute and wholesome, but also, what a dork. At night.
Oh, extreme dork.
Okay, great.
No, but
Just
it's
like-
amazing.
But at
I
like
felt like
19,
I
you'd be
was with
I'm
like
gonna
I-
be the next Johnny Carson, dude. It's 2025. Relax.
Well, it felt like I was hanging out with the next up and coming like Conan O'Brien is what it
Cool.
really
Yeah,
felt like.
very
I was
cool.
like, you love this.
Yeah.
This is what you're meant to do.
Where is it?
Shout out. It was at comedy something.
We're done promoting stuff that's not us.
It was on 42nd Street or 45th.
Comedy Village.
I think it was Comedy Village.
Yeah, they're a new stand-up club next
Yeah.
to Producers Club.
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, go see
It was
this.
around a bunch of hotels.
If you send it to me, I'll put it in the description on YouTube so people can.
Broadway Mondays. He does it every week.
Oh, that's very.
Shout
cool.
out to Ryan.
You got a last name on Ryan?
can't
Please
remember
don't
in
be
this
mad at me,
moment.
19-year-old.
Sorry, Ryan. Shout out to a king. We love you. We love you here at the show.
We do. We're.
He was an icon.
It's great.
I would say the audience was not super filled out. I think.
No, the 19-year-old doing a late night show didn't pack out the.
But that's what's amazing about it to me is like when I was 19, I would never have had the confidence to run my own show like that. I think it's
Manhattan.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like he had to reach out to the venue to organize to do it every Monday. And he's like, it's an off. He was telling me like, oh, like it's an off night for Broadway. So tourists are like looking for things to do who like theater. I was just like, you better work.
Yeah.
I hope to see you like on a fucking late night show one day. I love you.
That's very cool.
Give me a kiss.
Just leave a little forehead kiss.
Yeah, that's
boy.
how. Well, I did feel like as a 26-year-old there, I felt like an absolute ancient monster, which was crazy. But also, I kind of like slayed in a way that they were like, "What's going?" Like they went up there and did their cute songs, and it was very cute. But then I went up there and was like, this is what
This is
singing
what
is
it's
like.
supposed to be.
Yeah. So it kind of felt nice in that way, but it also did make me feel extremely old.
You're the grizzled vet who could just turn
Literally,
it on.
literally.
Oh, that's so good. I went to for Valentine's. We went bowling.
Cute.
It was. I haven't done that in a long time, and I
Very
am
50s of you.
so bad.
Oh, really?
I'm so bad. It's upsetting.
I went recently, and I feel like there's a quick upward learning curve, or at least there was for me.
I think that's probably true. We only played one game,
Oh.
and we had a bunch of stuff planned to do, but that was like one of them.
Mhm.
And she was a lot better than me, and I hate bowling now. It's so stupid. I don't want to. She
Who
did
likes this stupid
It's
game?
dumb. She stay in the 50s. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a cousin who plays professional basketball, and he's an amazing athlete, obviously,
Sure.
like to make his living doing that. And it's so annoying because he's also great at bowling and ping pong and whatever it is. So it's like none of those games that I have any aspiration to get good at.
See, this is just like growing up. My brother was really into video games, and I was really bad at them because I was 3 years younger or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So from a young age, I was like, I hate video games. They're
Yeah.
terrible. And honestly, thank God, because could you imagine if I was shut away in my room all day playing video games?
Dude, when I went to college, I got rid of my Xbox because I was like, if I finally have freedom and this is an option, it's going to be the one I pick. Like, I got rid of all my stuff.
Once again, this is my second time saying this today. I wish so many more men were like you.
What do you mean? That seems useful.
You're very self-aware. You're very introspective. Like, I feel like most
I'm
men...
hetero, dude. Quit putting the rumors out there.
Most men walk around just like, I'm the best, everything I do is right, and I never think about anything ever.
Oh,
And don't get me wrong, there are women like that too.
there,
So I wish
brother,
more women
trust
were
me,
like
there
Max.
are. Dude, I don't know. I had a cousin tell me that his dad yelled at me for getting an A-, and he got B's and C's all the time. So like, I've always had a weird. Like pressure, even from the family, to like do better.
That's interesting.
Were you good grades?
I feel like in like elementary school and stuff, I was like B, C vibes, but in high school I got all A's.
Nice. I was.
Except second semester of my senior year, there was this fuck you. I forget his fucking name. It doesn't matter. I'm cursing a lot on today's episode.
I love it. Let the beast out, dude.
I was in a performing arts high school. And I was taking a jazz literature class my second semester senior year, and my teacher was like the most pompous jazz asshole of all time.
No.
And he was so like any of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate jazz, but mostly because of him. Because he made us do these listening quizzes for different genres of jazz, where he would give us like 30 tracks that are all bebop, and we would have to write down like who's doing the solo, what song it is, when it was recorded, all of this stuff, and memorize like 30 songs for a test. And I was like, every single one of these songs sounds like
Yeah.
who cares?
So I had to do that in college for like classical art music, right?
Mhm.
It was
That's-
history of music.
Yeah.
I thought I had the solution for it. It should have been they're going to play you a piece and you explain either the style or who it was and why. Tell me what in that sounds to Mozart like you.
Sure.
Like, you don't need to memorize
Yes.
who did the solo, but
I
if you go, this is
agree.
bebop. Like,
And
that
why
makes
it's-
sense.
Why it's potentially influential and stuff like that.
And if you're wrong, fine. If you can explain it, that's better, though. Because that's showing your ability to dissect music in a way that's, like, relevant.
Yes. So by that point, I had already gotten into NYU because it's senior year.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't give a fuck about jazz literature class. This class I don't need to graduate or whatever. And there was like a 13-page final paper, and I just turned in one page that said sorry.
Can you believe people think high school doesn't prepare you for life when you had jazz literature in high school?
And I got a D, all A's and a D-. So it's like, that should tell you something about the
that
teacher.
class, yeah. Dude, we
Fuck you.
dude, my school had 50 kids, right, in my class, 32 the year ahead.
2 of them were you.
Well, yeah, at the beginning of the year was another one, but I ate him, so they counted me as 2. But we had one technology teacher, and that's what it was called, was the technology teacher.
Technology.
That tells you something. And 2 ag teachers, 2 agriculture teachers.
We didn't have agriculture.
Well, you wonder where your food comes from. It's from poor schools like mine. I had a friend junior year.
We've got to teach these poor kids about jazz.
Yeah. We're gonna prepare them for life.
Yeah.
Can we memorize some bebop
Agriculture.
solos?
That makes sense that it would be a class that's like a useful thing in our society. No offense, jazz.
Well, they were married, obviously, the two teachers, and it was a man and a woman, obviously.
Boo.
But my friend, junior year, got 4th in the country in this character designing contest for like the Business Professionals of America, and it was just like an animating thing.
Yeah.
And he got like flown to Chicago. A bunch of us got to go with him because it was like, we're getting a hotel anyway, so we'll send 4 kids so he's not by himself. We get back, and the ag teacher goes, "Yeah, but Shane, what are you gonna do with computers?" That was the question. Not like, do you want to animate? It's like, but computer soil.
We know what to do with that. Seeds.
You ever heard of tractors?
Yeah.
But computers. And we but between semesters, we'd get a week they called intercession, where basically the teachers would get paid to do their hobby for the day, and they'd call it a class, And his was metallurgy. We did blacksmithing. We literally would like heat up metal and hit it with hammers. I was like, this feels way off for what we should be doing in high school.
Yeah. Also, like, what are you gonna do with computers? Here, let's make this chainmail vest.
Oh no, it was like, let's make a hook, or a knife. It wasn't even use.
Every time someone says hook, I think of the time I went to the state fair and then I got on one of those rides that brings you all the way up and drops you down. And the guy who was working there had 2 hooks for hands. And I was like, should I be getting on this ride?
Did you get that from? Did you work here before that?
That's
Or was
right. And I get like 1 hook.
How'd you get the other one?
How do you get it on?
How do you wipe? Bidet, early adopter of bidets. Hello, Tushy. You should get that guy to do your ads.
Honestly, if he's still with us.
He goes, "Our caked on poop before my bidet."
Yeah. That'll get him to sell the bidets.
Dude, that's awesome. Did you talk to him? Did he have an accent?
Not that I recall.
Like, dude,
But I truly will never forget, like, waiting in line, and then I'm next in line, and he walks over to press the buttons with the 2 hooks. He's, like, checking people's seatbelts with the hooks.
Oh, my God, dude. I'm sure he's fully capable and all this stuff.
Well, of course, love him.
And yeah, icon. But in the moment, you're like...
In the moment, it was a lot to handle.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
I kind of love it. It's kind of revolutionary in the fact that, like, when people lose an eye, they put like a glass eye in or like a fake hand. I like that he was just like, these are functional.
This is what I got.
Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah,
if you don't like it, screw you.
Yeah, get out of my fucking my needle drop. I'm not a roller coaster guy at all.
I love roller coasters.
I now I can do them, but when I was a kid would just cry and could not do it. I don't know what it is.
I recently went to Six Flags.
Yeah.
With Redacted. Redacted.
Yeah.
And his 2 friends.
Can you do that again? I'm gonna see if I can have that redacted.
You need a clean take. Redacted.
Perfect.
Thanks.
We'll do that instead of the Good Boys.
And
Six Flags.
I went to Six Flags. And it was like the beginning of the day was so fun. And then, like, around 4 p.m., we were all mad at each other because we were all tired and walked the whole park and had a headache.
And different people want to ride different things. And
right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think it was also just, like, we've been jostled around so much that we've all got, like...
CTE.
Yeah.
I would, unsurprisingly, had a better time than most people, even though I hated the rides, because I would just go eat the fried dough and the blueberry ice cream.
Like,
oh, this is awesome.
No, I feel like my whole game plan at those places is to like eat only functionally. Because if I'm trying to ride as many coasters as possible in a day, I can't be eating the fried dough and the blueberry ice cream.
Can't wait for it either.
Yeah,
not
that's
even just
true.
like it's gonna mess you up, but like you gotta.
Right. So I'm having like 2 chicken fingers. I'm splitting the chicken fingers and fries.
Right. In line.
Yeah.
While you're moving. Yeah, that makes sense. I love a dunk tank. I want that everywhere. I would be broke if that was accessible to me. Someone just talk shit to me and try to dunk them.
Yeah.
I think I'd thrive. Does that
I can
surprising
imagine
for
that
you
for
that
you.
I think I would crush in a dunk tank? I read some book in middle school. It's just called Dunk, and I've looked it up like 30 times to be like, I think I'm gonna buy it. Like I liked it that much.
The book?
Yeah, and it was just it was a novel. Like it was a story.
About what?
A dunk tank.
Yeah, but like what's the story?
It was a kid who became like,
And it was a
fascinated
metaphor
by
for how
no idea.
Oh.
It's just a kid who got fascinated by this dickhead sitting in the dunk tank, and the kid eventually getting the courage to get there and do it. And it's like a coming of age. I was like, that's gonna be me one day.
Yeah, coming of age.
Rude to strangers.
I read a book in school once where it was like this like beautiful illustrated poem about like climate change and like planting trees.
Mhm.
And I was sick the day that we did it in class, and I like read it at home and came in and I was like so moved by it. And my 3rd or 4th grade teacher was like, "Ugh, I hated that story." Isn't that crazy?
Teacher.
Yes. This beautiful story about climate change that I
Ugh. Next.
literally. It's crazy. Shout out. She was an icon. Shout out to Miss Remsky.
I love a teacher that just really has their opinions.
Yeah.
Mine was Mr. Kasser. He was great. I have a friend that just loved winding him up. He was the high school history teacher who made you do all the World War II stuff. Very old school history channel dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kasser, my friend, just in the middle of his like lecture, my friend's sitting in the back and he looks at this poster and he goes, "Huh, Iwo Jima," and he, in the middle, like that loud, in the middle of him teaching us, and he goes, "What?" Iwo Jima. He goes, Iwo Jima? Like looking at the. Yeah, that's what I said. Iwo Jima. He goes, Bryden, that's not. And just derailed class for 30 minutes.
Oh, I know that technique, don't I?
It's
Don't
the
I know
best.
it
And
well?
when the serious teacher, it's the best.
We had this teacher in biology who was very scatterbrained and ADHD vibes. And during the test, one person would be like, "I need help with this question." She would go over and like go into this crazy explanation about the question. Everyone else would go to the other side of the room and copy everyone's notes.
She just got so laser focused that.
Yeah. She would just like go on this crazy rant and everyone else is like, and then someone else would be like, "Excuse me, I need help on this side of the room." She goes to the other side.
That's amazing.
We were
some
diabolical.
solidarity there. That's great.
There were these kids in the grade below me who they didn't like their substitute teacher, and they filled a condom up with hand sanitizer and like tied it up and put a couple of them in her desk. Which, like,
What?
first of all, very weird.
Yeah,
But-
you guys should be checked out by doctors.
Like, we wish your parents would have used those. But she like cried or whatever. It was weird.
Yeah, the one
We were
make the
mean.
teachers cry for sure. We did that. We all right, being that small of a school, you get weird sample size stuff. Where just one semester I had international government. It was like one year they do international government, the next year they do domestic. And it would flip, so you end up getting both. And in my international government, it was 11 guys, not a single woman, taught by a guy teacher. He had 2 guy student teachers. It was just,
oh my god.
it was dude
the
the
boys.
fuck up, dude. We literally started calling it the Brotherhood like day one as a joke. You know what I mean? Like juniors and seniors. I was a junior,
Yeah.
and it just got incredibly out of control. Like
Of
we had hand
course.
signs we do in the like in the like in the hallway, like brother.
See, and not to bring up Yellow Jackets again, but
Uh-huh.
that's why it's so perfect.
Yeah.
Because people at that age are so cliquey and like
Yeah.
like bind together in that way.
Well, there was this. Do you ever hear do you Gunther and the Sunshine Girls?
No.
All right, I'm amazed. I would have expected it to be
What
kind of
is
gay
that?
iconic. It's like a German singer, the Barbie song,
Oh.
but like not the original, I don't think. But his song, it's called the Ding Ding Dong song. Ooh, you touch my tra la la, my ding ding dong. It's insane, and
Uh-huh.
it's like girls trying to sing sexy to it, and this weird German guy.
Mhm.
And so, I don't know. You know what I mean? You're
Feels
mid-
like
high school
Fula Borg
boys.
inspiration.
Yes. And so we would like play that song all the time in that class, to the point that like he had a middle school class would come in for like a half hour thing to like start learning whatever. And we started like sabotaging that class by like turning all the lights off. We'd have strobe lights playing this insane German dancing music just in there fucking. He'd be like, "Get out of my room."
Yeah.
It got to the point that we literally like wouldn't talk when women come into the room. My school was so poor.
That's so funny.
The school's so poor that he had the only printer for like the 4 teachers next to him.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a female teacher next to him. When she come in, we'd literally all go shh, 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 shh.
Poor woman.
And the first time the teacher was like in on it, and then after that he was like, "We guys stop."
We can't.
Like as she's walking through, like, "Guys stop! You can't be silent while women walk in." And she like would grab it and leave as we all were like, "Come on, man, you're ruining everything."
That's fun.
Do we
I'm losing my momentum.
You all right?
My post audition.
Oh, the high's crashing.
Yeah, the high's crashing. It's crashing. I just had an amazing audition and I was full of energy, and now I'm crashing.
Right, and then we talked for 90 minutes before
Because
we started the
well,
camera.
that's true too.
So we are friends outside of this, if you guys were wondering, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I guess was to if you're wondering. Because do you ever watch something and you're like, I feel like you guys really don't hang out outside of this. You know what I mean? Like, you ever watch a podcast and feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. End of story.
What can I plug? What can I plug?
What can I plug?
What podcast can I plug?
Oh, have I been listening to I don't think I've listened to any podcasts recently. Oh, Matt Crispin's back on Chapo Trap House. That's exciting. Didn't have to mean anything to you, but they're one of the top like Patreons, and one of the original 3 hosts had a stroke like a year and a half ago, and he's back.
Work.
It's great.
I've never heard of it.
They call them Dirtbag Left. They were like Bernie Bros, and so they're super anti-establishment and super anti the Democrats, but they like from a further left perspective.
Of course.
And they're assholes. They are. They had so many people like, haha, that's what you get, Matt. They're that level of hated, and he's like, yes, that's what I want. You shouldn't like me. Like that's. I really like that about that. They were like, they said like right when it happened, the only thing that was making him laugh was all the Republicans like making fun of him and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Chapo Trap House, check it out. They need a plug.
Shout out to a king.
Maybe
this sweater's making me too hot.
It is warm in here. I normally open the window. Sorry, I let us down. That's my juice.
I'm like, bitch, that's my juice. That's my cookie and my juice. Okay. I
will not stand for the Ariana slander. Big
slander.
Fan. Don't you slander Ariana slander.
Yeah, I hate to say she ate in the Wicked movie. I hate to say she did a great job.
But
I'm a hater deep down. Actually,
Same.
That's not true. I'm a lover deep down. I'm a hater in the middle.
Love, hate, a little bit of love on top.
Yeah, it's a little hate Oreo. But hater.
What was the thing that pushed it out for you?
I think it was I don't know.
Just the whole output. You're out.
It's like I was saying a bit earlier, it's the coolness factor that was really frustrating to me in like high school and stuff like that, where it's like everyone's trying to dress like her and everyone's wearing like these muted colors and all white and just trying to be cool and not caring, because I think what is actually cool is caring about something a lot.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Mr.
See,
Good
he's
Guy
trying to
Owen.
be cool right now. It's not working. He looks like a fucking idiot. Cool.
Is this how it culminates? 3 episodes in?
We're going crazy. He locked me in here. He said
This is the 4th episode
if I don't tell quirky one-liners, he'll kill me.
But her first album was still out my freshman year of college.
Which is what?
Yours truly.
And what's the top song?
Baby I for a lot of people, but The Way with Mac Miller.
I do not know these songs.
So it's crazy to me because I was in music college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like tops to all the artists. Like everyone loved her because she was still, that first album is very like Broadway coded. A lot of like piano
That's
riffs.
where she started, you know.
Yeah, she had a song with Micah, M-I-K-A, some British guy, that was called Popular Song. That is an interpolation of Popular.
Sure, and I know it,
Well, that's on the first album too, but I'm saying like it was all that energy, and the second one was, the first one was Honeymoon Avenue, the second one was Yours Truly. I apologize. But
gay.
Dude, I went and saw her when she like wasn't anything. I had the biggest crush on her. It was no, I
went and saw her when she was nothing. I bought her first ticket.
She thinks she's gonna leave me behind, huh? She'll see.
Yeah.
No, we went. I remember I made my friend go with me.
Mm-hmm.
He's my lifting partner, a year older than me. He's a sophomore in college. I'm a freshman. I'm like, I'm going to this. You want to? He's like, sure, I'll go. And like, he's like,
he left a fan.
I know too many of these songs from lifting with you.
Oh.
But then he used that with women for years.
Oh.
That he saw her before
Mm-hmm.
anything was, when her first songs came out. Yeah, dude, I was.
They're
obsessed.
like, leave me alone, stop chasing me, and he's like, I saw Ariana
I know
Grande.
who Ariana Grande is. I remember when no one knew how to say her name.
Really?
Ariana is how everyone said it when she first came out. That's how they read it. I literally would pull up a YouTube clip of her saying her own name. I knew where it was. I was like, stop
How
saying.
do you feel about her licking the donuts?
What's that?
What?
What is that? I think I vaguely remember that.
There's like a
when.
CCTV security camera of her like being in a donut shop and like licking a bunch of donuts and being like, I hate America. And it was a huge news story that she had to come out and apologize for.
Slay to both, dude. I hate America and I would lick donuts. I'd have paid way more for those donuts.
That's true. They could have sold them. And you
Was
know
it,
what?
Was it an ad?
It's something I think about a lot is you got to take your actual like insecurities and shortcomings and turn them in to the things that are your assets.
Yes. I'm just going to start branding myself as the guy with the small dick. It will work.
Well,
maybe not that one.
I'm feeling so off right now. I have nothing to say. Anyway, she licked these donuts.
Yes.
Republicans were furious because she said she hated America.
That's awesome.
She hated America in the sense that they were like big fatty donuts covered in crazy bacon and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
So she's like, I hate America, like as a joke. And then she was supposed to sing the national anthem at a football game and they canceled on her because she said she hated America.
Dude, what are we I have one we could wade into if you really don't have anything to say.
Let's go.
Is she anorexic or not?
Hard to speak on.
Hard to speak on. It's why does everyone feel they gotta?
Well, that's a good question too. I would say also she's one of the most cared for people. Like I'm sure she has a team that's taking care of her. No?
I don't think that. How many of these stories have you read about the child star that the team around them sucked all of the money out of it? Right? Like she's been around for a long time.
No, but I also mean like they're dependent on her. Like if she were to waste away or whatever, their paycheck would stop coming in.
Well, sure, but that has not stopped any boss I've ever had from working me too hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a certain amount of. It's the whole Elon's going to get $400 million and then be fine. Like, no, they're going to want to.
They're going to want more. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I don't want to talk about it.
The thing you brought up.
I brought it up. I was like,
I don't want to talk about it either.
Well, I don't want to get anyone.
It's
mad
none of
at
our
me,
business.
Dude. You know me. I just really don't want to offend anybody.
People on
I'm
TikTok are furious
it's
at Max.
So fantastic. It really gets me excited.
Oh yeah, a couple of people say that they want a video of you retracting your statement.
Oh, I want to actually address this.
Okay,
yeah?
please.
Okay. What version of hell do you believe in that you don't think he's in it?
Yeah.
Because Jews don't believe in hell. So if you're Jewish, stop being mad at
If
it.
you're Jewish, fuck you.
I can't speak on Muslims.
Don't
but
clip
I feel
that.
Like, no, but I can't speak on Islam. But like, aren't you guys anti-gay if you believe in that hell? So probably you would have to agree with the statement. So now I'm only talking to Christians. So if you're mad, you better have a Bible verse in your fucking bio. And then if you're that Christian, are you really mad that I joked that a guy is in hell?
Who's gay?
Known gay? If I took,
He should be lauded and applauded.
yeah, I would actually really appreciate it if Trump could back me up on this one. Leslie Jordan, for sure, in hell right now.
If you're a real Christian.
I
Anyway.
also feel. No, it's so funny. I actually want to cut that because I don't care to respond.
No.
Because no one's actually mad.
I think you have to double down.
Yeah.
Be like he's in hell sucking Satan's dick and twerking on.
He's the music video from Lil Nas X.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it's Leslie Jordan.
Hey, y'all. Pole dancing his way down.
Howdy. Yeah. And you know what? If he were alive, he'd have been laughing at it.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the T.
Well, it's also like I'm not even gonna defend it. I fucking adored him on little TV shows. He was so funny.
Yeah, he's the best.
But also, like, there usually is something evil behind that much kindness, right?
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, really, Michael Jackson
Well,
was just really friendly to kids, is what he was saying, right? I'm just being a good to all these kids. Oh, there's a little evil behind that,
To
probably.
his son Blanket. That's still iconic.
It's just incredible.
I read somewhere, certainly saw a TikTok, that celebrities name their kids weird things publicly and then name them their normal names privately.
Oh, that's smart.
Isn't that a crazy
That's really
thought?
smart. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like Gwyneth Paltrow's kid probably isn't named Apple, but like it got the news story that her name's Apple, and then her actual like identity.
They should do that
protected.
opposite. Should be more, Nelly Ruffalo, but her private name is Megatron or Microphone.
Yeah. What would you name your kid?
This is a weird story, but it's so Evelyn. Call her Eva. I remember when I was still taking basketball super seriously. I was training with it was like as my high school all-star coach worked for this pro shooting coach, and I would go there most days after school. And I was a senior in high school, and there was a freshman girl who was a little blonde girl. I thought it was the cutest thing in the entire world. Like, I'm 17 wanting to adopt this 12-year-old. I was like, you are the the image of like adorable daughter, right? And her name was Eva, Eva. And then we started doing the Outcast. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Forever. We just started going higher, and she'd never heard it. And so it's me and this coach I've had for 4 or 5 years, cracking up doing this reference until the end of that day of the practice. We put the song on for her, and I was like, I mean, Evelyn's a pretty cute little name. Like, I would name a daughter Evelyn.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I have a similar experience. When I was in 5th or 6th grade, we had like little buddies in kindergarten that we would like do crafts with, and mine was named Rosemary, and we were like besties, and we did all these crafts. And ever since, I've been like, if I have a daughter, I'm naming her Rosemary.
That's a very cute name.
Yeah,
we're very old school. Both of us are all kind of the older names,
right? But it's also like you can call her Rosie, you can call her Rose, you can call her Mary.
Yeah,
you can call her
Remy.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff in there.
Call her whatever the fuck you can call her Megatron. I'll call her Apple.
You can call her the C word in front of people, in front of guests.
Yeah. The C word. This is so unlike you. You're censoring yourself now?
Oh, I just don't want to get... Dude, I have a public image.
You're
people
being
like
such a cunt.
I thought you were coming at me with the F slur right there.
The F slur? What's that one?
Which one? Speak on it, King. Oh, that is... Yeah, I don't know if I'd have a boy name picked out. I could go for my dad's name. You know, he passed when I was young, so there's something there. I would name my kid something like, Richard III. There's no in between.
We were on the train, me and my boyfriend, and there was one of those Shen Yun things.
Yeah.
And the guy who was quoted as saying, like, this is such a great show, it was Senator Richard Sweat, Swheet. Okay. And I was like, his name's Dick Sweat. Your last name is Sweat, and you push out a kid.
You pump out
and you
dick.
And you start pumping your dick, and you push out a kid, and you're like, I know what to name him.
And then he ran for Congress and got in.
Yeah. Dick Sweat.
Oh, that
loves Shen Yun.
Well, I was gonna say, is it Dick Sweat or is it Dick Sweat?
Oh,
maybe he's mad hetero. The dad, be like, we gotta
Dick Sweat.
let people know what's up.
But the last name is Sweat.
Yeah, true.
Dick Sweat.
Yeah, I don't have a fun one with my last name. My family name was Feeler, Fieler. So a million jokes on.
Yeah, that's
Dick,
pretty good.
Robert.
That would be some good drag queen. Something Feeler.
Oh, Fieler. German. So it's
right. But it's fun when the spelling is different.
Yeah, no, I was saying it's not spelled that way, so it'd be even better.
We in this old podcast I used to do, one of the characters' names was Ophelia Man. Yeah, that's in the. I came up with a lot of good drag names. Do you want to hear some?
Me.
Ella Minopi.
Okay.
My classic ones that I always said that if I ever did drag I would do. We've got Anchovy.
Okay.
Mariana Strench. That one's
that was gross, kind of.
and people don't know that Marianas Trench is the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I did. It just
Yeah.
sounds too much like stench the way you pronounced it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of the point.
disgusting. Yeah.
And then the one I always said I would go with is Diana Housefire.
I've never thought of a drag name. We always did like dick names. What do you call your dick? You know what I mean? The funny one, the best one I got from somebody was
I gotta go.
Urethra Franklin.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. And the tag was you got to put some respect on it. And then mine was Nobby Kennedy because you talk like this afterwards.
Nobby Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy Jr., RFK Jr. It was.
And that's what he sounds like.
Have you not been listening to? Yeah, he's the head of Trump's
that
Health and
guy.
Human. Yeah, that's
Oh
Rob
God,
Kennedy
that
Jr.
guy.
The worm in his brain, dude.
Hate that guy.
I love that guy. Married to the wife from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
How does that happen to a person?
He had some sort of illness that gave him that.
No, I don't mean the voice. I mean just like the rest. Where you're like crazy.
Just money will take you wherever, right?
Right.
You just keep following it, I think.
Right.
I think conspiracies are so fun, and it sucks that they can't be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fun to think about.
Do you believe in any?
I think we knew 9/11 was going to happen.
Really?
I don't think we made it happen, but I think we knew it was going. There were credible.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that's to me doesn't even feel much like a theory because there's like credible reports of that stuff. You start getting into how much of it are they like? Well, there's so much noise. Of course, some of it's going to be real. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that they probably hear a threat every single day. So,
Oh, I see.
but yeah, without it, Bush was not going to get reelected.
Well, that's true.
So, what about you? You got any good conspiracies?
I don't believe we landed on the moon when we say we did.
There's one I've seen that one pretty proven based on the light in the photo. You aren't capable of creating that kind of shadow at that time without it actually being the sun at that angle.
But it's just so convenient of like the timing of it with the Cold War, and then the Russians were so far ahead of us technologically, but somehow we managed to get to the moon before them. And
But then they were just cool about it and didn't call us on it because it was public and we had telescopes. Like, wouldn't Russia have been like, "Hey guys, you see
Right.
how there's no one up there?" Right? If there was a space race.
I see.
Because then they would have to be in on it too. Right? Like they would have to be, right?
Maybe. What do you mean? Like they would be looking at
Well-
the moon at the time and be like, "Hey guys."
Well, we broadcasted it live. That was us bragging. That's how we won the Cold War. We
mm.
bankrupted them by both trying to get there. We got there first. If we didn't, why wouldn't they just be like, "Okay,
Do you know
we
about-
can see the moon right now"?
Do you know about Laika?
What?
Laika the space dog?
What?
So
This keeps sounding to be a setup. Space dog, Laika, like I'm gonna get played by something.
Up dog.
Yeah,
You know
that's
about
what
Up
I'm
Dog?
saying. Yeah, like a bitch. Like, what are you talking about?
Laika was a Russian dog that they sent into space and was one of the first living beings in space.
Mhm.
But they never had a plan of how to get it down.
Yeah.
So it just orbited the Earth for like 28 days until it stopped barking.
I mean, sometimes you know, pursuit of science. You gotta just.
It's so sad.
It's very sad.
And then there's this mariachi band that made like a song about Laika the space dog.
That
a
sounds
beautiful
like an
story.
Italian.
It should be a musical,
You actually should write that as a musical.
but like a comedy musical.
No, I think it should be incredibly somber.
Well, maybe that would be funnier.
Big ending of Act 1. I want to know what information they got by sending the dog they wouldn't have got by sending sensors. Like what? What did
Literally.
it? It wasn't steering.
And it's different than sending like not that we have to get into this conversation again.
What?
Where we're like, would you eat a horse? Would you eat a dog? Would you eat a
No, but if you send
send a frog up there? They don't know what's going on.
even then, what do you get from the frog being there? A person can go, "Oh, it's cold. I didn't expect that."
What's the
Or,
weirdest animal we could send up there?
like, a whale? Just pay so much.
But are you available? Oh,
Oh,
I'm doing lots of fat jokes
hey.
today.
It's all right, dude. Worn out. You got no other material? Go to the classics. Get the standbys. I get it. Oh, faithful.
Yeah, it never misses.
It's hard too. It's a big target.
That's like, never mind.
What?
I couldn't get it together in time.
Okay.
We could send up.
What?
Giraffe. We could send up a rhino. We could send up
Dinosaur bones
dinosaur
put
bones.
together
We
with
could
string.
Send up RFK Jr. We could send.
I just truly don't
We
understand
could
the
send up
point
a
in the
polar bear, we
life
could
form.
send up a seal.
Did they think it was going to get superpowers? Like, really, what was the point? Like, what bio information are you getting
Yeah, I
from the
have no
dog?
idea.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a problem with animal testing in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, cancer drugs, I'm okay with a couple dogs are going to die to maybe have, you know what I mean? Like, I understand I don't know why you'd put it in a dog, but like, sure. You know what I mean? Though, but I don't understand the end to that. Besides the Russians being like,
Let's see what happens.
a live thing up there, pretty cool,
Yeah.
right?
And you had to name it.
Huh?
They had to name it like a cute name. Like
I wonder if Laika just means like bitch or
Yeah.
unlucky.
means like future dead dog.
Yeah, it's like weird conjugations. Yeah, I don't know about any like big conspiracies that I believe in. I'm sure there are.
Trump said he was going to release like the classified JFK documents.
That would be sweet. That's one I believe. I got that from Chapo. Just another callback. H.W. Bush did it. H.W. Bush shot JFK.
huge if true.
Dude, there's a lot of like, you know, he's an oil man and he became the head of the CIA later and didn't declassify it. And he was in the town in Texas that day. And
You think he personally did it?
that or he was part of he either did it or hid the guy who did it.
Mm. Okay.
Anyway, be great. Also, can we give him a little bit of props for finding ways to sexually mistreat women when he was in that wheelchair and not able to move? That's crazy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, it's just he was in an electronic scooter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he hawkinged it up and found a way to still grope women. I was like, you're doing that for love of the game at that point.
He's
like,
mind-blowing in more ways than one.
But like you can't be getting gratification. Like your fingers don't work. What's the gratification except you're hurting that woman?
Well,
like
that's the gratification to many. That's so weird.
would you
I'm killing all momentum.
That's
right
okay.
now.
Would you I'm used to it. Would you buy one of George W.'s paintings? Or would you hang one up if you had one? That's the question. Not would you buy one, but like if someone gave you one of those watercolors of George W. Bush's, where would you put it in your apartment?
That's a great question. What did he usually paint?
The soldiers he traumatized by sending them to Iraq.
I mean, I don't think I would have any use for it. I'd probably like give it to my dad or something. He voted for him.
Oh yeah. Is he still on the right? Is he still?
No,
I mean,
we got him good.
yeah, good. A lot of guys that didn't vote just don't vote anymore. A lot of the guys that were W guys. All right, I'm gonna see if I had any. Oh, AI boyfriends and girlfriends. What do we think?
I just saw the movie Companion.
What's that?
It's a movie about like this guy who's married to a robot but uses her to do an assassination.
Oh, cool.
It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
I would say the first 20 minutes weren't really good because they advertise that she's a robot, but then like in the beginning they're trying to be like she's a regular woman and like giving little hints. But I'm like, girl, we know she's a robot, so let's skip to that part.
It's such an interesting like aspect. I don't watch trailers at all.
Mm-hmm.
I ask, like if there's a director I like, an actor I like, I'm like I'm just gonna see that.
Me too. And I'll start the beginning of the trailer and be like, I like it. I don't want to watch anything else.
I like going late to movies because I'm like, I don't need to see previews. I want to get there right as the last one is going on.
Smart.
Dude, my mom says that her favorite part of movies is the previews, and I'm like, philosophically, you're sick. That's crazy. Like your favorite thing is the little tease of what might be in the future. Like, why don't you interrogate that feeling and go, what? Why? Why do I like this so much?
My favorite part is the hand job in a room full of people. No, my favorite part.
I hate that because my hand always gets tired.
My favorite part is like getting like a popcorn or something and then having the candy with it and eating the candy and the popcorn at the same time. And it's in the dark and nobody can see that you're being a little chubby fatty.
Everyone can see.
Everyone can see you after.
Dude,
the grease all over my face. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
I love a snow cap. Have you had
That's
snow
just from the
caps?
hand shop. It doesn't make any sense. I love snow caps, also known as nonpareils if you get them
Yeah,
at candy shop.
yes.
Love them.
Well, on the back it says mix it up with your popcorn. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, you put it in you eat some of the bag, you put them in, and you shake up the bag, and they're like
It kind of
evenly distributed.
melts. Yeah.
Dude, genuinely for Valentine's Day, the girlfriend got me 6 bags of microwave popcorn and 6 boxes of snow caps.
Whoa.
I've
I
done
love
it
that
at
we
home.
share this.
Yeah.
So that was one of the candies I loved when I was a kid. And my brother always liked Thin Mints, and my sister always liked those like wintergreen pink candies.
Is that another minty?
Yeah.
Your family is
They love
insane. That's
I know.
dude. Chocolate and mint together. What is your problem?
But let me finish. Nowadays, like, we're all adults, but still it's like every Christmas, every Easter,
Yeah.
everything we get like a big honking thing of nonpareils. And I'm like, I don't like eat, I don't like go buy nonpareils.
Well, that's why, because they're.
I
giving it
know.
to you.
Well, it's
But
so
yeah.
sweet and so
Yes.
nice, but I do end up throwing them away most of the time.
Send them on over, dude. I'm never cutting
Okay.
again. So I'll
Well,
crush 'em.
we'll do.
We
Right, but my sister's like, what am I gonna do with this giant thing of wintergreen mints? Like it would last me till 5 Christmases.
Oh god, wait. You were talking about the movie, and I got you off on being excited about being fat.
It was a great movie,
Yeah.
and it was a wonderful exploration of like AI and in regards to like femininity and women's rights, but not in a way that was like hitting you on the head, because it was like a
Wait, what
fun
was this?
action movie.
What do you mean hitting on? What was this?
What?
You just did this like motion. What was that?
That's me hitting how I would hit a woman. Bang, bang, bang. No, it's not hitting you on the head.
Oh, now you do it my direction. It makes.
Sorry, I have to spill it out for you. Yeah, I think it was just done really well, where it's like an entertaining, fun, fast-paced movie, but there is definitely a deeper message to it.
Cool. I saw a news article about a woman.
That's huge.
A woman. Yeah, I know. It's normally I can't figure out how to get the computer on. No, is this woman talking about her AI boyfriend? How he was better than any boyfriend she ever had? I was like,
Whoa.
but it was like a chat bot.
Her was so far ahead of its time.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I really like Joaquin Phoenix, so I need to watch that. You got to watch Walk the Line. But I can't imagine having a text-based relationship like that. What are we in, like? We're in the 1400s. Sure, I'll write letters to a girl I think's cute, but I'm not. We gotta talk at some point.
I agree. Me and my boyfriend almost never text. Like when we first started dating, we would only text to like arrange when we're gonna hang out. Like that's basically it. And I was like telling people about him, and I'd be like, we never text each other. It's amazing. It's so good. We still almost never text.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
How many days a week are you hanging out?
I would say 5 or 6.
Okay, yeah.
Because we live really close to each other.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, because I've noticed my insecurities like can bubble up reading texts or not reading texts, or like you can read so much into how much you're texting.
Tone is very hard to get across.
Well, and like rapidity of response versus like you start to feel all kinds of ways. So that's a very interesting.
The only time it has been a problem for us is when one of us is away.
I understand,
because then
you
it's
can't
like
see each other for 4 days in a row, and then it's like, well,
right.
Do I have a boyfriend right now?
Or longer than that, because last summer he went on a road trip for like a month. I went somewhere else for a month, like later in the thing. Yeah, and then when you don't text each other and you don't see each other, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Then it's just like you're just 2 people in the world.
Yeah, then it's not cheating anymore. It's just
well, then it's his fault.
Have you ever cheated?
No, I would never.
I don't think that I have. I used to black out a lot.
Oh, I see.
No, I'm kidding. I for sure, and I used to be so soft about breaking up with people that like.
In what regard?
I just didn't want to do it. I just be like, I'm just gonna be a shitty boyfriend until she breaks up with me. That's easier for me. I'd rather have you hate
That's
me.
crazy.
At the end of this.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I've definitely been in similar things where I've just kind of gone with the flow because it's easy, and then I'm like 4 months into something, and they're like, "I love you," and I'm like, "I gotta go." Like, Or I realize like 6 months in that I can't stand them, and then I'm like hanging out with them every day.
You
I hope you
know who you are.
Literally. Wow. AI chatbot boyfriend.
Yeah, I just like.
So it's like just a robot that she's texting.
Yeah, and it's also a robot that somebody
Girl,
just,
get it together. Go outside, touch grass. That's my advice to her.
That's my advice to most people.
I agree. Okay, Regina Spektor lyric time.
Okay.
She has this.
Isn't that a character from Mean Girls?
No, that's Regina George.
Okay.
Regina Spektor, she's like a famous songwriter from like 2013 Tumblr era. I love her.
Oh, she did a song, Dr. Dre and Eminem. She was the singer. No, that's, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Sure.
She has this amazing. She's got
The
very
woman-
moving lyrics.
Okay.
And one of them in her song Ghost of Corporate Future, she says, what does she say?
Moved me beyond belief. What was
She goes, people are just people. They shouldn't make you nervous. The world's everlasting. It's coming and it's going. And anyway, the whole thing about it is she's like, people are just people like you.
Yeah.
So to this woman, I'd say like, you're scared of like going out and meeting people. They're just people just like you.
Yeah.
And in the song too, she goes, and when you kiss somebody, both of you gets practice. I love that line too.
Yeah.
So it might
That's
go
very
bad and it
slutty.
might
That's
go
very
bad,
fun.
but like you kiss each other and you get practice.
Yeah.
I love it. It got me through being in Italy. When I was in Italy, I was like nervous to like go out and not speak Italian and like fumble and have awkward interactions. And then I would think like, when you kiss somebody, both of you gets practice. Go do this conversation. If it goes poorly, you've both practiced.
I think that would be the greatest scumbag pickup. Like, hey, you like Regina George?
That's the
You
girl
kiss
from Mean
somebody.
Girls.
Okay.
So I don't think that's
Regina
going to work
Spektor.
for you.
I'm all set on that front.
Hey, do
but
you like Regina George? Let's kiss and get practice. And she's just
let's
like,
practice kissing. Like, what?
do you smell burnt toast? Are you doing okay?
Oh, yeah, dude. The chat bodification of dating and things like that is the number of fake profiles on Tinder and Hinge that are just there to
Mhm.
keep you interested in buying breakfast for people that aren't real, so that you can get scammed.
Yeah.
But like, and all the other thing with those, like, someone can just delete that. Like, you don't like, that's not a thing.
Sure.
They could just change the setting, because I talked about how she's like, the thing is forgotten thing she said, and not in a like, oh, I can remind it, in a like, it's completely been wiped or changed algorithmically.
And but what's the point of that? I don't understand the point.
There's this thing I read about back when I still knew how to do that. That was like engineers, apparently, like coding engineers. It's like the rubber duck test is what it was called, where they all have rubber ducks on their desk, and when they have a like
That could have
rubber
gone
dicks,
worse.
I kind of nailed it.
They have rubber dicks on their dicks.
It's like when they are exhausted, cannot figure out what's wrong with the code because it's just a logical thing. They will try to explain it to that little duck as a like, this little idiot needs to understand it, and it solves the problem pretty frequently because you're having to explain it. So
whenever I'm having a problem, I can just imagine I'm trying to explain it to you.
to my little dick.
Got little rubber ducks in the dicks and the dicks and the
You know what I meant. But yeah, I wonder if that's the chatbot, that's the talking to the wall, that's the stuffy. Like, you could imbue it with something that isn't real.
Sure. I'd definitely be talking to myself.
Really?
Like when I have to like work something out, I like sit in my bed and I'm like, I imagine the conversation or whatever, so I can really practice.
I feel like such an idiot doing that. I can never get myself to. I can write it down, I can type it, or I can write it. But as soon as I start speaking, I'm like, are you schizophrenic? What are you doing?
Really?
Yeah.
I love to speak it out because then I can get kind of all the extraneous stuff out of the way, and it's much less. And maybe I'll journal after or whatever. But usually all of the first stuff that comes out is just kind of dumb, reactionary, like I'm mad or whatever.
Your first thoughts super right wing. You said like dumb and reactionary.
Yeah, it's like my first
So we
thing
should
is like
build a wall.
men are men, women are women.
Right.
Right, and I just have to get that stuff out of the way, and then I can actually get to the meat of what's going on.
Right. Then I can start thinking, okay, you know what? It's everyone's lived experience. And we guess we should try to get along.
And it has nothing to do with me in any way at the end of the day, so people should just be able to do whatever they want.
Why do I have to keep Why do I have to keep getting to this? Why do my first thought is so mean about it?
We're such good boys.
We're such good
We're
boys.
good boys
Overall,
who love trans people.
I mean, we accept them.
I love them.
Overall,
Here's my bit that I'm trying to come up with that I think you're gonna like.
Hit me.
Sorry, not to the overall
no,
yet.
hit me.
The Gulf of America is trans, and we have to respect her new pronouns.
Yeah, big fan of that.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
But I want to like expand it, and I was thinking like the only problem is now when there's an oil spill, we don't know which ocean to drain it out into.
I don't understand that one.
Bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
There's something there, but it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're saying. There's something about where does it dump the liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it's got waste, where does it go?
Right.
Yeah.
But I just love the idea of like the Republicans having to respect the new pronouns of the Gulf of America.
Yeah. Why is it easier with a map than the person you work with?
Literally. Overall.
Yeah. Overall, we did not have it today.
Have it?
We did not
No.
have it.
We got it, I think.
Yeah, I think we found it.
Overall, don't date a robot.
Well, hear me out. on
Overall,
this
do
one.
whatever you want, actually.
Yeah, and at least they learn. It's
The robots?
yeah. At least they listen and adapt. There's that.
What else did we talk about today?
Dude, we're absolutely. Oh, overall, high school does not prepare you for the real world, and you should have more ag teachers at your high school.
Mm-hmm. Overall, fuck jazz.
Do you know what FFA is?
No.
It's a huge org that's like obviously diminishing, but it doesn't stand for anything anymore. They got rid of what it stands for, but it used to be the Future Farmers of America.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Wait, but there's been controversy
What?
with Trump's presidency.
Oh, with farmers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way to like explain it is the E in DEI is small farms. You're the equity they're trying to help out with, and you guys didn't like it. So.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right.
We're just gonna keep letting
And there's
Bezos
been,
own.
There's been infighting and stuff, and there's this. I listened to this NPR episode about it, kind of really smart. Blah, 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 blah. Overall,
Overall, man, just come back next week. We'll see you then.
see you then. Bye.
Bye.